Let's get it. 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 Let's go. Let's get it. We here to do with it. What y'all finna do with it? Let's go. We here with another banger. Subscribe to the channel. Yo, man, what's poppin'?
Yo, what's good, bro? What's good?
Good, dog. What's good, bro? Let everybody see your face better, man. Put that camera, let everybody see that. Let's see that face. See that face, big homie.
We got, bro. Let's see if we can do something right
What's
now.
poppin', man? Happy New Year, by the way,
What's
dog.
up, man? Happy New Year to you, man. Merry
Yeah,
Christmas
man,
to
you
you.
know, it's always good to chop it up with you and get you back home, man. Like
Yeah.
it's always a blessing that we link up and do this though. We represent for all the nerds across the world.
We just be out here living life, man. Ain't
Facts,
too crazy, right?
facts, though, man. Merry Christmas, by the way, too, though, fam. You know,
Yes, sir. Merry
Merry
Christmas
Christmas.
to you.
But we gonna jump to it though. Since Christmas, man, the New Year Tory Lanez took a major L. He lost his case against Megan Thee Stallion for the shooting that happened in 2020.
Yeah.
How you feel about that?
I think the whole situation was stupid. I don't think they should have let it get as far as they let it get. It was a lot going on, man. You learn a lot about the situation. She lied about some stuff. He lied about some stuff. I don't know. I think we just as a people got to be better. You know. I think that's all it is to it. They shouldn't let it get that far.
Right. Right. I totally agree. I feel like we'll never know what actually happened in that case, bro. We'll never know. They gonna take that shit to the grave.
I agree.
They gonna die. They won't even tell their husbands this, Megan and said. They won't tell nobody this shit.
Yeah, because she pleaded the fifth when they asked if they was having sexual relations, and then it came back around later that they were.
Well, everybody know they was fucking.
That's crazy.
She lied on Gail and said,
lied, yeah.
Did you and Tori have sex? She said, when a woman be like this right here with that fake laugh, no.
Right.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Fact. You know, Kelsey got immunity. Her best friend Kelsey, who she was fighting, got full immunity. For all y'all who know, full immunity means she can't be charged with anything.
Yeah, that's usually how they do it, especially when they want you to tell the truth about something. They try to. That's the same thing they did with their Young Thug case. They basically was trying to get everybody off. We'll get all y'all off if y'all throw Thug under the bus.
Right. Then a lot of people saying Rock Nation has something to do with this because they're trying to make Tory an example, and because he didn't sign with a record label, he was independent doing NFTs. That's the reason why he did. Do you believe that conspiracy theory?
I can see it. I think it's about a 50-50 because, I mean, when it come down to it, it's a few people saying that he was definitely shooting a gun. And if he was shooting as crazy as they saying he was shooting, I'm pretty sure he did shoot her. But I also do think that it might have had something to do with him doing the independent route. Because I want to say he sold 1 million copies of his album the first day at $1 a piece. He made $1 million like that when it dropped, selling them $1 a piece as NFT. So that's definitely something that a label would have wanted to be a part of, and they missed out on because of that. So I could see it being both ways.
Now, a lot of people, like I read the comment section when his dad was going off on Rock Nation and shit.
Yeah.
Got them going off, and the people in the comments were saying that his parents got to go back to work, and his dad is going around saying this is the devil, she's the devil, Rock Nation has a plot in this.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you just need to take that L and stop talking because he's making it worse? He's already convicted of this, so we have to respect the jury. They maybe got evidence we didn't know, and the tape leaked out too. A conversation them leaked out the day after he got arrested of him and Kelsey, the best friend of Megan. So what's your thoughts on that part?
I think same thing you said. Sometimes you just take the L and move on with it. It ain't even no point stressing over it. Just take it for what it is. It happened and going on to the next.
Facts. And it's funny though, Tory Lanez on top of the world at one point. I remember though. He was independent. He had the Chicks Take 5. He was riding high. He was fucking some of the baddest bitches on the planet.
Oh, yeah.
He was doing the quarantine radio. He definitely made quarantine fun. Him and Boosie, they had me laughing on that goddamn LG Live. Now he's in the prison cell, eating 3 hots in the cot and talking on the phone for 15 minutes right now. Like, that shit right there got to hurt her crush his spirit right now, bro.
I think people don't realize how fast life can change. Life can really change like that, for good and for bad. It's gonna take one thing that can push you either way. So you got to be prepared for it.
Facts. How much time do you think Tory should be sentenced to? If you was the judge, how much time would you sentence him?
It wasn't attempted murder because it was a shot in the foot. I don't think he really should get any time. If anything, I would have fined him, maybe just because he got money. They could have gave him a fine, maybe like $250,000 fine, and then probably give him like a year probation, 2 years probation, because it's not like he didn't committed crimes before. It's just something that was just a random situation. Now that would be a situation that would make me think that it might be some kind of underground stuff going on, because if they try to take it further than that, because that's really all that's needed.
Right. And it's kind of funny because he was already out on bail, spending money out on bail. He spent like $200,000 or $300,000, and this guy was running up money. He ain't doing a lot of shows, and he's only riding off the Spotify money, the streams and sales, right? Yep. So where's all the money gonna go from if he can't do shows and shit like that? Like, where's the money gonna go now since he's in prison?
I mean, he's just gonna be stacking at that point, because he's still gonna be making stream money. That's, people don't understand. Like, if he got a few million people listening on stream, he making $80,000 to $100,000 a month. It's not impossible for him to touch that kind of money. And then if he's doing it on a consistent basis every month, he's just gonna be letting it rock while he in jail. So by the time he get out, especially since he's still independent, by the time he get out, it'll just be in an account waiting for him. It ain't like he got to stress when he get out.
Right. Yeah, his father is going on rants on IG Live, on Instagram Live. I think you need to stop because you're just hurting this case right now. The judge is gonna look at all.
Yeah, just let it go. It already happened.
You can't change it. You can't reverse this shit.
It already happened. Let it go. Let it be what it is.
And then the funny part about it, Megan lied initially to the cops. She said that he didn't shot me. Then he said he did. And then all of a sudden she got on live and said, you shot me. And the crazy part about it is a couple of days later she was twerking. So I'm like, if you got shot in your foot like that, how is you shaking your ass twerking?
Again, that's one of them things where you never know how the situation, it might have been, like you said, something with a conspiracy. You never know. It's a lot of that going on.
Whew. It's a sticky situation Tory Lanez is in. Daystar Peterson is in a fucked up situation right now. That shows you right there a lot. Just because you got money can't get you out of every situation though.
Nah, it's levels to
it. Right. And by the way, though, Tory Lanez been dropping excellent music. So by the way, before he got locked up, the last project, Sorry for the Wait, was amazing. And the 80s album, the Prom album, Alone at Prom, that was amazing. That Color Violet was amazing. Like,
I ain't paid too much attention to his albums in a minute. I listened to the last one that he dropped.
Fire. So, right. Say if he does get out, say if he gets sentenced about, I don't know, 7 to 8 years, do you feel like he still got a career when he do get out?
Nah, at that point, especially with the way music going right now, in terms of like dropping music, I think he hang it up. But I definitely think he could come out and do like, because he'll still be making money the whole time. I definitely think he could come out 7, 8 years and probably pull like how Wallow and what's the name did with $1 Million Worth of Game, or like he could come out and probably team up with somebody and drop like a podcast or something, or come out with somebody and put like a show together. Like he could come out and do something like that, but I don't think he'll be able to come out and hop right back into the music. Or he might be able to come out and like put a label together and like push another artist or something.
Maybe you could be like a Lil Bibby. Lil Bibby getting money.
Yeah.
Pushing Juice WRLD. He retired from rap and now he's more richer than he's ever been.
Oh yeah.
Right. So this is terrible right here. This situation. Yeah, like they say he was like, now he got Suge's lawyer. He got the lawyer that got Snoop Dogg out of murder. That's his current lawyer. He fired his old lawyer. Do you think he got a chance of getting an appeal with this? Or?
I think he can get the appeal because, again, he shot a foot one time.
Right.
Nobody died. Nobody else got hit. you know, it's one of them situations where if they play it correctly, they could play it as a mistake. You know what I'm saying? Or because I mean, I don't think they should have let it get this far in the first place. I think he should have, if it would have been me at least, he should have fessed up to or got a lawyer early on. And then somebody advised him on the case so that he could have fessed up to it early. Hey, I shot her. It was a mistake. It wasn't supposed to, you know, happen the way it did. I got drunk, blah, blah, blah. And we don't even have to, you know, take it to court. I'll pay to make sure all her medical bills and stuff is handled. And people would have just been like, okay, and they'd have forgot about it by now. But I feel like they let it go too far.
Do you feel like him doing them interviews, him putting rap songs about it, going on live talking about it, do you feel like that kind of hurt his case? Because basically what Megan and Tory started was a gender war, men versus women. The women are taking Megan's side and all the men taking his side.
Yeah.
Now she got the protect black women narrative. I felt like she was winning the wars that she didn't deserve. Then she said she had a back turn when the shots went off. So now she's a motherfucking Igor. She's a Cyclops with an eye in the back of her head. Like, what the fuck?
It's a lot going on. Because, I mean, again, it shouldn't have even got that far. They let it go way too far. Right.
Are you a Tory Lanez fan still because of this?
You said my Tory what?
Are you a Tory Lanez fan still?
I mean, I was never really a fan, but I'm not mad at him in the situation at all. I think, again, it was a mistake that happened. I don't look at it as he was maliciously trying to shoot her.
Right.
I just think a situation happened, and, you know, like I said, I think he handled it wrong, though.
Facts. Okay, right. I definitely think this situation, they say he tried to bribe her too, try to give him $1 million a piece. And Megan said this in court too. They were brought up in court. That was crazy part too. I was like, damn, she didn't even want to take the money. Y'all was fucking. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, that's how you know it was deeper than that. That's another thing that make you feel like the whole conspiracy side of stuff, because it's like it ain't no way you gonna take me, especially in the situation I'm in. If somebody would have shot me and then they bribed me with $1 million and I'm not gonna take it, Mom, I'm taking that. Because especially if you only shot me in the foot, my foot already good at this point, I'm gonna take the meal. I'm gonna act like it never happened. I feel like that's definitely one of them things where somebody above her at the label, or like her manager, wouldn't.
Yeah, they're saying Rock Nation is definitely behind this right here. Yeah, because Jigga is using this as the catapult her platform, and she's out here being bigger than she ever been. Now, I find it funny that Tory Lanez he's facing 25 years in prison behind this, for shooting a woman in the foot. So, but Brandy, this is a true story. Brandy had killed somebody in downtown LA. You can look this up when you get a chance. Yeah. Downtown LA in a G-Wagon, and then do no jail time in prison, and paid the family off millions of dollars. Allegedly, I think I snapped. George Zimmerman killed a black man and then did no time in jail. And the cops of Tamir Rice killed a young black boy, 12-year-old black boy who had a toy gun and did no time. Get the fuck out of here, bro. I
think that's like we were saying before. That's a lawyer situation. Tory Lanez should have got a lawyer early on in the case, because he made a bad mistake. He made a bad move, and he in the situation he in now because of the decisions he made. He should have got a lawyer early. He should have fessed up to it earlier. He shouldn't have put himself in a position to be where everything coming is negative now.
Right. I totally agree with that. He's definitely in the fucked up situation right now, and all prayers to Tory. I'm gonna, I thought Meg was lying, but I gotta be respectful. She wasn't lying. They got it right though.
She told
you feel like they got it right?
I mean, after everything came out in the case, it is what it is at that point. They got all the information that needed to be told.
Facts. Yeah, though. But I feel like they should have brought up her being promiscuous too, because that would show her character. She was going around fucking all these different guys, and I just feel like she was fighting her friend Kelsey because she got bad. She was dishing out shit she couldn't take. If you're gonna be a player, you can't get mad when you get played too. Again, it comes with it.
It was a lot of whole. I mean, we still don't know everything about the situation. I think that's part. So they don't want you to know everything about the situation. So
facts, man. They only provide the information that they want us to know.
Yeah, that's how it always
So what's a bar that rappers need to stop using, dog? What's a bar that rappers need to stop using, fam?
I don't think they need to be talking about no COVID bars. Nothing to do with COVID. I feel like that'll be kind of played out. I done heard a lot of people bring that up.
Give me a bar. Give me some bars. I'm quarantined like COVID. Ooh.
I ain't heard nothing specifically that's off the top of my head. But it's like when you hear one, it's like you really didn't have to do that. You could have gone without it.
What about this line? I keep a Draco OVO.
I done heard a few people bring up OVO with Draco or Young Money with Draco, or something involving Drake name, but with that, yeah, they could stop using that.
What about I fuck your bitch knowing damn well they did?
Yeah, because what's the point of you even putting it on the track at that point?
Or when they talking about when I spin the block.
Everybody in Chicago.
Or how about this bar right here? Stand on my money, now I'm blank. Niggas always talk about that shit.
Do that. I done heard Uzi do that. I heard Pump do that a while back. It's a lot of, yeah, you're right.
Don't you feel like rappers are using the same type of simile? And this is another thing. Anything to do with Steph Curry and it, 30 Curry shooting Curry, I whip it up, cook it up, mix it up, chop it up, serve it up. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like a lot of them they're not too creative nowadays because they kind of set on the formula more so than like writing music. It's kind of like they figured out the kind of stuff that's popular right now that's selling, and they just kind of all do that.
In the favorite classic line, bitches on my dick.
I feel that.
Or the chopsticks. I got them chopsticks on. My teacher said I ain't shit.
People they'll say that too about having the extended on the gun. A lot of these folks don't even be having guns. They just be talking.
Or I got that Draco. Or this is the line I'm tired of using. Rappers always saying shit like, my teacher said I wouldn't be shit.
Your teacher was never mad at you.
What the fuck? I'm listening to I'm watching Juice WRLD. I was just watching Juice WRLD, The Abyss. You need to go watch that. That's a classic shit right here.
Yeah.
And it's like a documentary him is like, and he was saying in the song Freestyle, my teacher said I wouldn't be shit. Dude, you was an intelligent guy. You went to law school before being a rapper. What are you talking about?
Hey man, his teacher probably didn't. That's
he
crazy.
Said he was in kindergarten. His teacher. Come on, bro. That's child abuse.
I don't think I've ever had a teacher that just told me I wasn't gonna make it. That's crazy. I doubt many kids do have a teacher that tells them that, which is, yeah, I think that's just something to say. Cause wasn't Lil Yachty put that in the track too? He said his dean said him and his dean wouldn't get along or something like that. And I was like, real dean probably didn't even care what you had going on with y'all. Bro, it was just working. I feel, yeah, right. A lot of them definitely do that though.
I got ice on my wrist, ice everywhere on my wrist. God damn, I'm tired of hearing that.
Yeah, it's a lot of repetitive stuff out there now.
So is it safe to say it's like niggas what Drake said? They dropping litter because they dropping garbage or some shit.
Yeah, that's fair to say. Majority of people, they like I said before, they are recycling the same stuff. They kind of playing into what's already hot right now. That's why you hear a lot of people. They want to be like Lil Baby. They want to be like Lil Durk. They just making whatever music they feel like is already hot right now, and they just trying to do it again.
Right. Facts. Now, I believe Lil Wayne's daughter was talking about a lot of rappers, you need to give her dad more credit. Somehow he's not getting the praise. He's not getting the homage that he should. How much praise and homage should people be paying Lil Wayne right now, bro? Like, how much homage do you feel like he deserves?
I feel like Wayne get the respect he deserves in the rap game. It's a lot of people that always show Wayne respect, and you rarely hear too many. Like I don't think I've ever heard anybody just outright disrespect Wayne.
What about when Young Thug was beefing with Wayne though?
I, I don't consider a lot of stuff they do actual beef, because it's not like, I think it's one of the things where you look at Young Thug and you see the type of like trajectory he was trying to like build for his career.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it really had to do with him disrespecting Wayne, but
he wanted to name the album Carter 6, bro.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. It was him just trying to get more relevancy for what he had going on.
But
I don't think
there's always a time the new rapper always the Young Thug was like just around 2014, 2015 when Young Thug was making it, when he was blowing up hot. And Wayne was, the older rapper, at the time. Because it looked like the new rapper always just an older rapper to blow up though. This is what happened. They always name drop.
That always happens. Yeah, that's gonna always happen. They always got a name drop.
So let me ask you this: when you make it or when you blow up, because I'm gonna call things to be not as though they were.
Oh no, it's gonna happen, yeah.
It will happen.
Yeah. I was talking to
both of us gonna blow up
today. We got so much stuff in the pipeline.
Facts. Got more stuff in the pipeline than the gas pump. Exactly. So when you blow up, if somebody diss you, are you gonna reply to it?
It depends on who it is, and it depends on how they diss me. So you could take somebody like because it's a lot of artists that I respect, like musically, bar for bar. I respect them. I respect their skill level with it. So if they were to do something, it might just be a friendly game of back and forth between two people that respect each other.
Like Tory Lanez and Joyner Lucas.
Right. Just a friendly back and forth. Or, but if it gets to a point where it's like people that I don't even consider myself like in a lane with, I'm not dealing with it. Because it ain't worth it to me.
Right. Facts. I feel like who you feel like won the Drake and Pusha T beef?
Honestly, I feel like Pusha won. I feel like Pusha kind of like hit some low blows, but I think when it came down to it, he came out on top though. Even though he hit him with some low blows, he still won, because you really can't cheat. You get what I'm saying? It just is what it is, and I think he lost because of that. Facts.
Right. I feel like Push won that battle because that song he dropped, I forgot the name of this shit. When he dropped Adonis was called Adonis.
Yeah.
Oh man. But Drake started it first. He name dropped his fiance.
Yeah.
And Push did some old school and some new school.
Oh yeah.
He showed Drake wearing blackface, and then he brought him out clowning him, talking about, you got a son, you hiding your world from the sun. Yeah. You're hiding your child from the world type shit. Like, he exposed Drake. I didn't know Drake had a son at the time.
He had a lot of that stuff. And like, this the thing. I get where Drake was coming from and the people that was defending Drake, because they was like, Drake didn't really come at his wife like that bad.
He said, I'm going to put a ring on it like Virginia Williams.
And I mean, to me, that wasn't that bad, because he was just
well, you should have named his wife though, bro. That's me and you.
And that's where, like, that's what I'm saying, where it's like, that's why I give it to Pusha, because Drake could have left it alone. Even though it wasn't that deep, Drake still put it out there, but you kind of open the door at that point for Pusha to feel comfortable. I bet. I'm going to show you what information.
And then he talked about goddamn 40 with the sickle cell and things of that nature. Now, speaking of that, though, we'll move on to the next one. NBA YoungBoy has been dropping project after project. Do you feel like he's been dropping some heat, or he need to keep that shit? Because I feel like he's just dropping a bunch of throwaway bullshit.
That's how they do when they start dropping that much music. Because, like, you end up with people like that where he going to have about 15 albums, 20 albums by the time he done. You're not going to remember half the music. Because it's a money game to him. The more I drop, the more streams I'm going to get. The more listens I'm going to get. That's all.
Do you feel like that's fucking up the art, though?
I feel like that's always been missing the art. I feel like that's always been a problem for music, because like you have your people, like I feel like you got your top tier rappers, and then you got like the people under that are just kind of like they pop for a little while before they kind of fade away, and then you had the people under that where they just kind of underground. I feel like YoungBoy gonna always be in that sector of like he popped, but he gonna fade away. And it ain't like a negative thing. It's just he not gonna leave anything like substantial. Cause I didn't listen to some Young Boy. I remember when he first came out.
I remember too when he. I remember he first came out. I remember the 38 Baby. He did a song with Kevin Gates and Boosie.
Yeah.
And I was like, who is this dude, Young Boy? And I heard that pain and I heard that aggression. I was like, his rap voice was different. We haven't heard this.
Great, yeah.
And I never really cared for his music. Like, I like some of his tracks. I'm not a big fan of Young Boy. I feel like a lot of his songs are the same.
Yeah.
But I would say 38 Baby is probably one of his best projects.
Yeah.
And that Slime Lido shit was pretty cool because they got Nevada on it. Yeah. I like Nevada a lot. That's a classic joint right there.
Yeah.
I like that. And I like some of his joints. I wouldn't say I'm a fan of him.
And that's where I'm at with it. I done heard some songs that I'm cool with, but I wouldn't say I'm a fan.
He got some. He's not one of those rappers that I put in on a long drive. If I had a 3 or 4 hour drive, I wouldn't pull out Young Boy in the bag. I feel like you've been dropping a lot of mid shit though, man. A lot of people got to say it. A lot of the bloggers don't want to say it. We've been dropping some mid shit. This shit is whack.
It's too much. You can't have great music if dropping 4 albums in a year. It's not gonna happen.
And I feel like he's just dropping fast food music like McDonald's shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you eat McDonald's 45 minutes later, you're hungry again because it's fast food bullshit.
Yeah. It ain't gonna do nothing for you.
As soon as you shit it out, you hungry again. It's like, as soon as they want, NBA YoungBoy fans want music every week.
Yeah. And it's because the music not great though. I realized that a while back. When you get good music, you can wait a while before you get music again. Cause you can sit with it. Like, it's certain artists, man, when they drop, like, you can wait a minute before they drop again because the music good. It'll hold you over. You can keep listening to it.
You know what? Pooh Shiesty had dropped the project 2 years ago. That shit still hold over, though. I can't tell he's in jail. That shit still ride, though, even though I don't really like the killing and shoot music. But when I listen to it, I can't tell that he's in jail.
I feel it, yeah.
That project was good he dropped. Kodak Black make good music that you like, okay, cool, this shit can last. I don't know, man. Young Boy music just never stuck with me like that though, fam.
Yeah, no, it ain't really stick with me. Like I said, it was a few songs that he had Run His Money Up with my niggas. He had Left Hand, Right Hand. I remember that. I remember it was a few more tracks.
Lonely Child was a good song.
Yeah.
Rebel Kick, that was a good song.
I Ain't Going Outside Today.
Oh yeah, Outside of
Going Outside right there. Today. It was a few tracks, like I'm talking about early, like off his first like 2 tapes that I was rocking with, but after a minute it just got to I couldn't stick with it. It wasn't sticking with me. Right.
Because he's just putting out bullshit at this point.
Yeah.
I just feel like you just, and then he dropped the album with the Baby. That shit was whack as fuck.
Man, I feel like the same thing with the Baby. Like, a lot of them, they not gonna last because they didn't really build a fan base. I feel like it's something when you build a fan base, you last longer. You know,
that's like Boosie. Boosie had a long career, and I don't think he's good music relevant. His music relevancy now has been bad. He's only popular because of Vlad TV doing interviews and shit like that. But he had a long career because he dropped music in a good body of work. And look, like the T.I.'s, the J. Cole's, the Kendricks, and Jay-Z's. When you build that fan base up, you get that true audience.
Yeah, and Boosie,
go ahead.
Boosie gonna always be relevant, even if it's not his, because nobody really checking for a Boosie album. But I bet if Boosie feature on your song, people gonna go check it out because Boosie on it.
Facts.
It's one of them things. Like he didn't build the respect for his name at this point.
He has. And speaking of that, 21 Savage said Nas is not relevant right now. Do you agree or disagree?
Yeah, Nas not relevant right now. Nas is still respected because, I mean, if we're being honest, Jay-Z technically not relevant right now.
Wait a minute. He did a verse on God Did last year, and he had the internet going nuts for 2 weeks, bro. I mean,
it's not saying that he not good. It's kind of like same thing with like Boosie not relevant right now. But if Boosie come throw a 5 verse on a Lil Baby track, folks gonna be going crazy over it.
I don't think Boosie but Lil Baby would never do a verse with Boosie because he ain't got enough money. Lil Baby charging 100 racks for a verse.
I feel that. Yeah. I don't know. Boosie got the bread now.
You got 100 racks to blow on a verse?
I think Boosie got it, man. I think
you know Lil Baby fee about 100 or 200 racks.
I think Lil Baby will also drop the price because it's Boosie too.
Yeah, but that shit got to be a hit though. You need a businessman first.
Right. No, you're right.
90% business and 10% talent. Oh, yeah. And besides, Boosie is independent right now. You want to throw 100 racks of his own money?
Yeah.
The label's supposed to do that shit.
Oh yeah, no, you're right.
But they did do a song together, One Mic, One Gun. And by the way, did you hear that song?
Nah, I can't think that. I have to go listen to it.
I don't like it though. I don't like the two pairing. Yeah. But by the way, Nas got a Grammy though off King Disease. Did you hear that record? That album?
Nah, King Disease was good.
Now I didn't like the King Disease because my biggest knack with Nas is he's a talented rapper. He's a great, awesome storyteller, by the way. Him and King Von are probably the best storytellers in hip-hop history, in my opinion.
I wouldn't say, well, King Von's stories do be hidden like that.
Crazy Story 3?
Woo. King Von definitely be telling some stories.
So that's why I look at it. Nas is a great storyteller, but do you feel like with Nas, his biggest problem is he's a terrible beat picker?
I don't think he's a terrible beat picker. I think he doesn't pick stuff that fits for the majority of listeners. Nah, K-Dot definitely a top level storyteller. Him, Cole.
They are good storytellers, but when I'm talking about real thorough storytelling and I'm talking about listening to stories, I love King Von and Nas. Nas, have you ever heard that song, I Gave You Power?
Yeah. No, I heard it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You definitely you need to listen to that song with him and Kanye West called Dreams.
Okay, Dreams.
I seen you that.
Okay.
What's the name of it? Hold on right quick. Let me look it up. Kanye West and Nas. That's a classic record too, by the way. Kanye West and Nas. Still Dreaming. It got Chrisette Michelle on it, and it's off. Let me tell you what it is. It's off Hip Hop Is Dead. You need to listen to that album too, by the way. That's a classic album, by the way, too.
Okay.
It's called Still Dreaming. Classic record, by the way. Oh man, great storytelling, by the way.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Definitely need to listen to it. Who you feel like picked the best beats in hip hop, dude?
I think musically, Kendrick always has phenomenal music. I'm talking about amazing music. I think Mac Miller was really good at picking great music. I think Kendrick, Mac Miller. I think Cole has some great music on. Well, I think everything before his last two albums was really good music wise. I think his last two albums he kind of pulled back. I think Big Crit be having some good music, but you know, Big Crit produced a lot of his own stuff though.
Yeah, him and J. Cole do produce a lot of their own music, by the way. I'm not a Big Crit fan.
Yeah,
not really careful.
He an acquired taste. You gotta really like listen to Crit. Most people not just gonna pick Crit up.
I like that one song, Money on the Floor. I just never been a big Crit fan. And I like country shit, by the way. That's a good song. But I just never cared for Crit. Crit music don't stand out to me. He's a good lyricist.
Yeah.
Lupe Fiasco picked good beats. His earlier project.
Lupe Fiasco. I think Kanye.
But I like his earlier work, Food and Liquor, and the second album, The Cool. That was a good project. Those two. And Lasers, that was a good project.
Lasers was good too. Now you're right.
Eminem picked great beats too, by the way. He's a great beat picker.
Who?
Eminem, yes.
Oh. It be some stuff here and now. Cause I done heard some bad beats with Eminem though.
But I think M really hasn't had what bad beats have you heard by M? Because he always had Drake. And a lot of beats Eminem produced too, by the way. A lot of people don't know that.
A lot of stuff, because when I think about stuff like that, I be listening to like the musical like level of the track. And sometimes the level of the music is like it might just be real simple or real repetitive sometimes, and it'll throw me off. But it's not that it's bad, I guess you can say. Because even then, like I think, like I was saying, Kanye. I think Kanye, of course, he produces most of his stuff too, but his music is always really good, like really good. I think Drake has really good music.
Right. I think I said that earlier. Drake's an excellent beat picker. Like he always, the OVO sweatshop always makes sure Drake goes well.
The whole creative team.
Oh yeah. Kanye has a bunch of writers too. Like the Kanye, I don't know what they call it, his sweatshop. I guess the Yeezy sweatshop is always in works.
I feel
the wackest bar from Drake, I would say, is I got more chains than Channing Tatum. I don't know who had the day off at the OVO sweatshop. I don't know if somebody called out sick. I don't know if somebody was on vacation. I don't know what happened. But Drake wrote that shit. I can tell Drake wrote that because he don't never even write that shit again.
Let him live, man.
That shit was the worst bar I ever heard in my fucking life. Worst bar ever. Right. That was some of the worst shit. Now, New York Times named Kendrick Lamar the greatest rapper of all time. You agree or disagree?
I think that's the argument to be made for that. In my personal, he 100% in my top 3, but my top 3 change from time to time based on how I'm feeling. So, Kendrick will always be in my top 3. Cole will always be in my personal top 3. And Jay-Z flow in and out. Nas flow in and out. Jadakiss will float in and out.
What about Fabulous? Why nobody put Fab?
Man, you know Reason from TDE? He always talk about Fabulous.
I heard of him, but I don't listen to his music though.
Nah, I get it. He's still kind of on the come up. He not too big yet, but he another person that always be defending Fabulous. He like
Fab,
y'all ain't
Fab. Let me say this right here for everybody. Let's go on YouTube. Fab is probably one of the most lyrical artists in the game. Lyrical artist. Fab, I don't know why Fab don't get enough credit, but Fab can really rap. And this is another thing too, by the way, for all y'all young people who gonna listen to this shit. Nobody has ever dissed Fab because they know their career will be fucking ended. Nobody.
You don't touch Fab. You don't touch nobody like Currency, Ludacris.
You say Currency?
Currency, yeah.
Currency. He remind me of Devin the Duke a little bit, though. I don't know if you heard him.
I haven't. You said Devin the Duke.
Devin the Dude.
Devin the Dude.
Yeah.
Nah, I know who. I heard that. Yeah.
I never was a big Currency fan. I like that song, that Jet Ho. I just never was a big fan of Currency. He always had that lazy flow. I like him when him and Wiz collab. When him and Wiz collab, that was always some good shit. But I think Fab don't get enough credit. I think Styles P don't get enough credit.
Styles P, okay.
Styles P get busy. The Game. People gotta put respect on the game.
I done heard some good tracks from the Game lately that made me say that.
I felt like he dropped a great body of work last year with his last album. I forgot what his last album was called.
I think a lot of the stuff when it comes to stuff like that is that it depends on when you come out, because the Game came out at the time where Kendrick, Kanye was still kind of popping, Kendrick was popping, Cole was popping, Big Sean was making a name for himself. And it ain't saying that the Game not as good as these, because he is a great rapper. It's just when you started putting him up against other artists, it kind of didn't stick as well. I think that's all it be.
Wait a minute, the Game came out with 04, 05, around the same Kanye West came out. He came out early.
Yeah.
But
so I think I get what you're saying. Yeah, I guess I didn't really. I think the first time I heard of the Game was probably like 11. You know, I ain't hearing about him too early, so that's probably why.
Matter of fact, he probably one of my top 5 LA rappers, by the way.
No, top 5 LA. Yeah.
I think he was one of the greatest rappers. He got every album he did with platinum recently. If you go look at his history, most of his first 5 or 6 projects went platinum, by the way.
Yeah, no, I believe it.
So he has a massive fan base. And I'm gonna say this: Future need enough respect too. And everybody say he's a mumble rapper. Future need enough respect.
I don't think Future a mumble rapper.
But the old heads will say he's a mumble rapper though. The majority of this.
I feel it, yeah. I'm about to say, I definitely don't think that though.
Right, right. And what's your thoughts on the Young Thug situation though, man? Everybody turned on him, and Gunna made this post right here. He was talking about it. He said, "Niggas acting like they switching to a side, but it's only one side. Free Young Thug, YSL the label, and Yak Gunna back." It got over 57,000 comments and over 1 million likes. What's your thoughts on it? Everybody switching up on Thug. Everybody copping out, taking plea deals.
I mean, I think Thug told him to do that.
Why do you think a lot of people are not calling Gunna a snitch like they were quick to call 6ix9ine a snitch?
Because I think the situation a little different. Because I think, like I said, I think Thug told them all. I think Thug was cool with them all doing that. Because I think in his mind, he know that he not gonna be down for life. At most, especially if everybody turn, he'll probably get down 15, 20 years, come out, and he'll probably come out early, if I'm being honest. He'll probably come out earlier than that, and he'll still be ridiculously rich. And the thing is he probably didn't feel like it was any point in everybody else sitting down when he could just sit down for everybody. Because if I'm being honest with you, if I know that I'm doing the type of stuff that you know y'all saying I'm doing, especially in a situation with Thug, if I got people that's stepping with me, rocking with me, rolling with me, I'm not gonna let them sit for the decisions that I was making, especially if I know that they ain't got to.
Right.
You know, if the opportunity come up, I'll be like, hey, y'all, take a plea. I sit, call it a day. It ain't even no stress, because I want y'all to still be loyal to me and fuck with me when I get out. I think that matter more than y'all sitting with me while we in.
What's your thoughts on this street code? Because I don't believe this street code. I believe the streets is a myth. I believe it's fictitious. And why are people honoring the code that's dishonorable to you, though? Do you believe in the street code of no snitching?
Nah. I think everybody gonna always, I think everybody should always look for what's in the best interest of them or the best interest of their team or who they're with. Right. And when I say stuff like that, is like I got probably 4 or 5 people that I would say are like brothers to me. Like people that if they say something going a certain way, I trust them and I got their back no matter what. Right. You know. And then of course I got a bunch of like friends and stuff and associates outside of that I'm still cool with. I got their back, we good. But like it's about 4 or 5 people that no matter what, if they say it, we rolling. If they told me grab the gun, we gotta slide, I'm gonna grab the gun, I gotta slide. Just these people I rock with like that. And I know they're not gonna do that for no reason. And I know
I ain't sliding for nobody. I'm gonna call the cops. I believe in calling authorities.
Believe in calling the cops.
I'm calling the cops. I'm dialing 911.
Yeah. And I mean,
like Wyclef said, someone call 911.
I feel it.
I'm doing that shit right there.
I feel it. And like,
I am not playing gangster. This is not no goddamn BMF. This ain't no power. This is real life. And your ass will go to jail. And
look, and that's why I'm saying that them the only people I do it for, because I know that they'll never put me in that situation.
Right.
So it's like they'll never even have me in a situation for it to get that far. So it's like it's only a few people that I'm cool with like that, where if I know that they asking me to do it, it's because every other option had already been thought through and it ain't gonna work.
I mean, you can always call 911. It don't take you a couple seconds.
I can call 911. It ain't but 3 buttons. I feel it.
911. Y'all talking about foot 12. Y'all gonna be in that white man cell. What's your thoughts? Did you see the situation where the young man, the dude looked like he was younger than 30, and his baby mama said, "You need to look out for you. You got a baby." Did you see that?
No.
Okay, let me play that right there for you right quick, man. Hold on. Let me see if I got this video. Let me play this for you right quick.
You need to cooperate and do what you gotta do to get on the body, because you have a son.
Can you hear it?
Nobody else got going on. You gotta think about you, because nobody give a fuck about you but you. You can't be thinking about what the folks I ain't trying to say, but yeah. You just need to start, you just need to think about MJ. All I'm saying, think about him. And yourself, but you can't be in there. She's crying from that.
Yeah.
Huh? Why are you crying? Why are you crying? I'm not crying. I'm not crying. I'm not crying. I'm not crying no more. I need you to get a number from your mom. You acting like you want me to call him three-way or something? Hell no. Hell no. Okay, I mean, but how would you get the number? Like, that's a number. What?
You hear that right there?
Oh yeah.
You know what that mean, right?
Yep.
Save your motherfucking ass.
Yep.
CYA. Cover your ass. See, women like her was probably hyping them up. Yeah, baby, you a G, you a thug, baby. I like gangsters. Now she's like, oh shit, you need to come bring your ass home. Shit got real. But I find it funny that everybody miss everybody when they go to jail, Don. Everybody miss their mama, their daddy, they miss their life, they miss the bitches. As soon as they go to jail, that's when they love everybody and miss everybody.
You should have been thinking about that before you went.
That's what I'm saying. Before you went up and grabbed that fire,
and
grabbed that glizzy, that blicky, you should have thought about how much time you gonna get. While you was loading up that gun, you should have been thought about how much that max sentence that judge was gonna throw your ass.
Yeah. I mean, people be thinking they're invincible though. They think they're gonna get away with it.
Right.
It ain't too much you can get away with nowadays. There's too many cameras out here.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody got social media posting something. It don't even be worth it half the time.
It ain't, man. I look at it like this right here, bro. Unless you fighting for your life, that's the only time you need to use that glizzy or goddamn. But I feel like a lot of this shit got to do with ego. Yeah. And I think a lot of people are sliding and being gangster because they want to impress their friends because they don't want nobody to call them a bitch or a pussy.
Yeah. No,
I don't want to be labeled a bitch or a pussy. But last time I checked, pussies are strong because they have big ass babies that come out their ass. So last time I checked, being a pussy is a good damn thing. Because when you a pussy, you can get out in the street and get some pussy.
I feel you. That's funny. I feel you. I mean, it's a whole lot of stuff out here that's worse than being a pussy. You can be dead. You can be dead. You can be broke.
Or you can be paralyzed when you get shot.
Right.
I had a young lady on here who was shot. So she was buying about that life. And now she's paralyzed. She's been paralyzed for 10 years.
Oh, man.
Since she was 16 years of age.
That's crazy.
You should go watch that video too, by the way, bro. She was breaking down her story of being paraplegic when she was about that life. But I find it funny that only black people go by this word snitching because white people not doing this. Asian people ain't doing this. Spanish people ain't doing this. Japanese people. Why are we going so hard on this code?
It's because of something that I peeped a while back, man. It's this white comedian, he was doing a comedy show, and he was saying that a lot of people in the world, they identify with things that are bigger than them. And what he was saying was that he would have people come up to him and be like, man, shouldn't we get our troops out of Iraq? And his question would always be, I got troops in Iraq? He'd be like, nobody told me I had troops in Iraq. If I had troops in Iraq, I would have been giving them orders or like telling them to do some stuff so I could get some money or benefit from it. And they was like, no, the U.S. troops. He was like, oh, the U.S. has troops in Iraq. He was like, that doesn't affect me. And when I thought about that a little more, I was like, he right. Because in a way, it does affect you in the overall scheme of things. But in terms of like your day-to-day life, just because you don't snitch on this person because you involved in some gang that you're trying to identify as, it doesn't really benefit you. That's something that you gotta learn. A lot of people don't have the self-identity to know who they are themselves, though. So they use that as a way to identify because they don't know themselves. It's a whole deeper issue than them. It's a lot of growth that got to be had.
I feel like a lot of people want to be a part of gangs and this shit because they can't stand alone there. They some cowards. They some bitch ass cowards. So they use these gangs to feel protected. Don't you realize all these rappers look the same and act the same? They got 40, 50 niggas with them and one chick. They holler at one girl. They skinny as hell. They 6'5", they 6'2", or and they only wear a size 16 in pants, and they want to do drugs, and they skinny as fuck. A lot of these girls are bigger than these rappers. They're skinny as hell. They can't fight, and they always walk around with guns on them all the time. That's why I like rappers like Kevin Gates. He by himself with him and his wife and his kids, bro.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. Most of the ones that's gonna be around for a long time are. You look at Kendrick by himself with his wife and his kids. Cole by himself with his wife and his kids. Drake don't be with no whole bunch of gangs either. He by himself
Right.
with his kid. You know,
if any rapper should model anybody, I believe they should model Drake and Kendrick and Cole, because they always doing. They not in no bullshit. They never get caught with no guns or no drugs. Bullshit. They're not getting exposed on the internet by some bitches like that. Well, except Drake recently. But they always move. They move without being seen and heard. You don't know where they're at. They're not going live. They're not posting their locations.
Yeah.
They're inconspicuous. They're moving around like how men do.
Yeah, because that's how you should move around. That's how you should be moving around. I think a lot of people they get too caught up in the clout. They like to be seen. They like to be noticed. They like to have the attention on them all the time. But when you have attention on you all the time, that's when it get dangerous. That's when it get risky. It ain't.
And I feel like too much exposure ain't good either, because a lot of people quick to get on these big platforms and they still going back to the ghetto and the trenches. And little that they know is that you have enemies. See, everybody that follow you on social media ain't your friend. They out to get you, and they trying to catch a body.
Exactly, yeah.
That's why I like rappers. Like, first of all, you never catch J. Cole, Kendrick, and Drake at some hole-in-the-wall club, because they ain't got no image to uphold. They're not out here trying to be gangster. They're not trying to be fucking Clark Kent. They out here being themselves, bro. They acting like men. They're not going to let you disrespect them, but they're not riding around trying to be tough guys.
Yeah.
You know, they ain't trying to go to jail. They're not going to, they handle themselves with class.
No, you're right.
I mean, I just look at it like that, though. But I got a couple more before I let you go. Spot got to recently have some snitching paperwork, too. And Dirt, he was supposed to do a song with Dirt, but it never came out. They shot a video and everything. And he sent Dirt 100 racks, and Dirt sent the money back because he was snitching. That happened in 2018.
I remember.
So how you feel about that?
Dirt feel like he got an image to uphold, so he didn't see a point in accepting that, you know, knowing that he was gonna feel a certain way and his folks was gonna feel a certain way about it.
But he did a song with a man who called people the N-word. He was going this racist epithet, calling motherfuckers the N-word and shit. Morgan Wallen, they did a song together. A white man. So he can do a song with the racist, but not with a snitch. This is bullshit.
And again, that's what all comes down to, that identity thing again, man. It ain't really got nothing to do with what's being done. It's just how people view it.
So being song with a racist bastard is okay, but he snitched something that a so-called snitch. And this
paperwork, how people view it. That's how people view it, and I think that's a problem. Because the decisions you make shouldn't be based off how other people view it.
Facts. So it's okay to be a racist in hip-hop, but you can't snitch. And how do we know that this? And first of all, I thought the industry was entertainment. We are here to entertain you. We are here to make this image up, to live this luxurious and glamorous lifestyle so that you won't want to do it and spend your money to look like us. But now it looks like to be a rapper, you have to catch a body, you have to catch a charge, and have to die or go to prison to make it.
That's part of the problem.
And have a bad bitch with some jewelry and do drugs.
Yeah, that's part of the problem.
So let me ask you this though: Is the price of fame cost too much? Is this what you're signing yourself up for? Is this sure what you really want?
It's different for people like me. It's different for the people in the lane that I'm in. Because in the lane that I'm in, again, Cole, Kendrick, Drake, even if you look at some of the newer people, Deontay Hitchcock, Kenny Mason, Trans Lee, Kaz, Luke, Reason, and you look at people that's in the same like little arena that I would, JID, like they're not on that stuff because they don't have to be. When you good at it, when you rap and bar for bar and like your music means something. You telling a story. You actually like winning people over. You know, they get to know you as a person and they like you as a person, not just an image that you building.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier for you to have a career off of being yourself and not being what the industry wants you to be. Because that's why with the situation that happened when King Von died, all these people on the internet was talking about Lil Durk need to slide, Lil Durk need to slide. Why would he slide? King Von was still in the streets. He was still, you know, doing this negative street stuff that he was doing, and it's unfortunate that he lost his life. I wish he wouldn't have lost his life, but that doesn't mean that Durk need to go and mess up his career and the trajectory of his family when he could just take the money that he's making now and reinvest it into his community so that it don't happen again later. But again, that's not the image they're trying to uphold. They don't want a positive image to be out there. It's always something negative. I feel like that all got something to do with it.
You know what? I look at it like this. King Devon deserved to die. He was right. He was being a fucking goofy. He was out here being a tough guy, and this is what happened. Because if Kane Vaughn would have did the same thing, say if vice versa, Kane Vaughn would have did this to Lil Tim and shot and killed Quando, everybody would say this motherfucker a real nigga. This motherfucker gangster. He really with this shit. His stream would have shot up like a motherfucker. If he would have had 1 million followers on the ground, the next day he would have caught them bodies and beat that case, he would have had 300 million followers on Instagram. Because he really with that shit. He living what's in his rhyme. He willing to die by this shit. He in that field. Yeah. For all the internet nerds and busters out here who actually
never do
condone this shit, glamorize this shit.
Never do it. And that's why I say it's a problem when you doing it for an image. Because don't get me wrong, they was definitely in the streets before they got into the music. They were.
Mm-hmm. And now he's in the graveyard.
Exactly. But once you got into the music, you should have started making that change. Like Lil Baby said once he touched a certain amount of money, he got out. He was done with the streets. He was done with trapping, done with selling. He wasn't on it no more.
Why is trapping and being a gangster so glamorized as black person? Cameron got an album called Sport, Drugs, and Entertainment. Why do you think that shit is so popular? And why do we feel like if we don't do those things, we ain't hitting on shit? Why is this so glamorous? Why is it's like a badge of honor or some shit?
Cole done said it. Kendrick done said it. Jay-Z done said it. It's a few more that done said it, that either you hoop, well, not hoop, either you play ball, you rap, or you sell dope in the black community.
That's the biggest lie ever. And I think that's the biggest fucking lie and fallacy in the fucking world.
It's a problem.
That shit is a fucking lie from the pit of hell, and people need to stop believing that dumbass shit. Because there's other things you can do. You don't have to rap or be a singer and entertain or dance. You could be a lawyer, a doctor, a scientist, be a coach, be a physician. Man, you got shit you can do, bro. You need to invent a damn cure for Alzheimer's instead of trying to do rap lyrics and goddamn do some rap videos. You can't afford this shit. People out here doing rap lyrics got kids. They ain't spending time with their kids, but they a fucking rapper who quit their job trying to do some rap lyrics. Take care of your responsibilities.
That's the thing that you gotta understand what direction you coming at it from. Cause I agree with you wholeheartedly. Everybody ain't meant to be a rapper. Everybody ain't meant to be an entertainer. Everybody ain't meant to be a YouTuber. Everybody ain't meant to be a streamer on Twitch. But you gotta understand that you can find fulfillment in other things. I think people get too caught up in like we were saying, the glamour of it. It's the fact that they know that ball players, drug dealers, and rappers make life look easy.
And it's not easy at all.
It's not easy.
I just did a video on this on Juice WRLD. He was a rich fucking junkie.
Yeah.
All rich people, there's a lot of drug addicts with problems. They're rich junkies. These celebrities.
People forget that having money don't change who you are as a person.
Whoever you was before you had money, you're going to be that same motherfucker.
You're going to be that same person, but you're just going to have more money to throw at it.
If a girl was promiscuous, right. And if a girl was promiscuous before she got money, she was a hoe before she got money, she's going to be a big hoe. Now she's just going to fuck people on TV that she could have access before.
Yeah. It's the same thing. If all you was doing with your check from Home Depot was going to the strip club every weekend,
Yeah.
When you make some money, you gonna go to the strip club every night now. It ain't gonna change you.
Now
you just gonna be the same
gonna be, right. And now you're gonna be flying out 20 bitches now. Now you got access to fly women out. So you be flying 20 bitches out to Miami now.
Yeah.
And